Sure. So obviously it's been a rough couple fights for you and everything. Just tell us where you are mentally right now. I'm sure those were great lessons for you and everything, but just how have you digested them and used them to move forward?
Yeah, mentally I'm in a great place. The last two fights, of course, didn't go my way, but I fought top dogs my last two fights, and I use it all as a learning experience. It's not like I went in there and didn't really do anything. I did my part a little bit, and it didn't go my way, but it's a learning lesson, and I've learned from it, used it as a learning lesson, and worked harder from it, and I'm coming back now.
Yeah, is there anything you can point to right now that you felt with since the last fight has been your biggest area of growth?
I mean, if you watch my last fights, I would say like my ground wrestling, and I've been putting a lot of work into that.
Definitely. And so what did you make of this matchup? I mean, obviously, in terms of name value, a bit of a step down, but in terms of toughness, I'm sure this guy's a very difficult opponent as well.
Yeah, of course. He's an up-and-comer too, and I've seen his last few fights. He's a good fighter, great striker. So I think it's a fun matchup, good matchup, stylistic-wise. And yeah, I've prepared very well for him, and I'm ready.
Yeah, how do you look at it? I mean, some people say, obviously there was a lot of hype around you early when you're undefeated, and then the last two don't go your way, and they look at this fight and say, are they either maybe giving up on Edmen a little bit and trying to book him against a guy who's also an up-and-comer, or maybe they're giving you a fight that you can look great in as well. So how do you kind of look at it?
Oh yeah, definitely, it's a fight I could look great in because stylistically, if you look at it, he's pretty much a stand-up fighter too. So it mixes in well with me.
Yeah, how do you guys think how do you think your stand-up styles match up against each other?
I think it matches up very well for me.
And right here, obviously, a lot of the narratives leading into your early career was you wanted to be the youngest UFC champion. I feel like every scrum we did, that was the first question. So now that might not be possible, how did you have to go back and reinvent yourself, or like mentally to the approach to the game now that goal was no longer there?
Yeah, of course. I didn't reach that goal, but I have other goals now. So, and I'm gonna just take it fight by fight, improve, get better, and I'll get there eventually.
Do you think it's a little unfair, the criticism you got from maybe the fans, because you were so young in your career that you were essentially learning on the job against some of the most high-level middleweights in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I fought my last two fights, two top guys, so. And it's not like I went in there from the beginning. I got dominated. I was doing well until like the mid round. So, yeah, I don't really care what people criticize me for, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna keep going in there, improving, learning, and getting better. I'm still young. I'm still 23, so I'm getting better.
Edmen, Armenian VP on
Good, how are you, brother?
So next week will be the one-year anniversary at the end of the war in Artsakh. What does it feel like to be representing Armenia once again at the Sport Garden, especially after everything Armenia went through last year?
Oh, it's amazing, representing Armenia and coming out here in New York, putting on a great show will just be another statement, and put Armenia on the map.
And what does it feel like to be fighting alongside Nelson Bogdasaryan on the same card, another Armenian?
It's amazing, we trained together for a long time, and going on a card together. It's my first time actually with a teammate being on a fight card, so it's going to be fun. I'm excited for it.
Did you train at AKA for this?
I had a bit of my camp at AKA, yeah.
How was that? Because like when we spoke with Tai Tuivasa after his first few weeks at AKA, he said it was pretty eye-opening when he had to roll with like DC and Kane and everyone.
Yeah, it was really, really good. When the Dagestanis were there, I was getting a lot of work with them, so I had a good time. A lot of learning.
Edmen, over here. So you obviously had a couple setbacks, right? But at the middleweight division, it being what it is at the top, there's a lot of Israel has gotten a lot of these guys out of the way, right? So there's still kind of a path for you to get there in relatively quick fashion. Do you see it that way, or are you kind of focused on, just this fight, or do you really see that maybe in a year things could look very different for you?
Right now I'm focused on just this fight, but going forward from here, I'm going to take it fight by fight and just learn from each fight and get better. You know, I'm not gonna rush things.
Edmen, a quick one. What was your reaction? We heard Daniel Cormier say that Kevin Holland was going to be working at AKA, but he left because he saw you training there and said, yeah, this isn't going to work out.
I mean, if he was there, it wouldn't be a problem, you know. I wasn't gonna have a problem, but I didn't know he said that. But that's funny. DC's a cool guy, you know. Getting work with him was awesome, but Holland, I didn't know. I knew Holland was there, but I thought he was still gonna be there. But I didn't know he stopped coming because I was coming.
I mean, it worked out for him. He joined up with Johnny Hendricks, but he did say initially, it's like, no, I see Edmen Shahbazyan there, and we might have a fight. So that's why he removed himself from AKA.
I mean, yeah, maybe, yeah. In the future, we'll get a fight together, but I didn't know he left because of me.
Thank you.
Over here in the red. A couple weeks ago, we had a situation between Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori, where Paulo was going to be able to make 185, and he ended up moving up 20 pounds to get the 205 belt. I'm just curious, because that's in your division, if you're in Marvin Vettori's shoes, what would you do in that situation?
It's a tough one, you know, because a guy's coming in 20 pounds heavy. He saved the show, you know. As a fighter, you know, that's what you're supposed to do, is no matter what, take the fight. But then sometimes you'll be advised to make smarter decisions too, you know. Like, it could be risky when someone's 20 pounds heavier. Like, he was in shape, and he was in shape too, so it's a 50-50 thing. But I think he did the right call for sure.